Conspiracies and conflicts in the Russian-Ukrainian War, UFO detected in Rostov-on-Don. Controversy is heating up in the Rostov-on-Don region, where the appearance of a mysterious UFO is sparking conspiracy theories and political turmoil. An unidentified flying shape has been spotted over the city of Rostov-on-Don, causing a wave of speculation and conspiracy theories. The incident took place in a tense area, marking a new chapter in a series of unusual events that have taken place in the Rostov region over the years. While some witnesses claim to have seen an alien craft, Russian officials, including Russian State Duma Deputy Anatoly Wasserman, were quick to say the object was a Ukrainian drone sent to terrorize civilians. Rostov-on-Don is strategically located along the Sea of Azov, being a hot spot in the Russian-Ukrainian war. Russia has claimed control of surrounding Ukrainian regions, although these claims are internationally disputed. Residents of the Rostov region expressed divided opinions. Some are convinced that the event is related to extraterrestrial activity, based on the incident in 2007, when local fishermen discovered an unusual creature after a storm. This previous episode has already fueled speculation about possible extraterrestrial activity in the area. According to Deputy Wasserman, the flying object is a new tactic by the Ukrainian forces to create panic. His claim, broadcast on Telegram, was quickly picked up by local and national media. However, there is no concrete evidence to support this theory. Suspicions are fueled by the lack of clear and transparent information from the authorities. This situation opened the way for numerous conspiracy theories, some even suggesting the involvement of foreign agencies or even secret organizations. Experts in UFOs and paranormal phenomena have been asked to offer their opinions, but so far, they have been unable to provide a conclusive explanation. The images captured by witnesses are blurry and do not provide enough detail to identify the object. UFO alert in Rostov-on-Don, confrontation or conspiracy in the Russian-Ukrainian war. The appearance of the UFO caused not only fears and uncertainties among the population, but also an increased interest in unusual phenomena. People throughout the region and even beyond are now paying closer attention to the skies, wondering if and when they will experience such apparitions again. In the absence of clear explanations, the incident in Rostov remains shrouded in mystery. While some residents hope for an extraterrestrial revelation, others remain skeptical, seeing in this incident another facet of the information war that characterizes the conflict in the region. Until further clarifications, the question remains, what really flew over Rostov-on-Don? The answer to this question may not just be a matter of national security, but perhaps a defining moment in our understanding of the world and our place in the universe. Kiev Astronomical Observatory, ghost UFOs in the sky of Ukraine. Is there a connection between the war in Ukraine and aliens? Is a new superior civilization trying to prevent a possible nuclear war that would destroy the planet? Conspiracy theories about Putin's war in Ukraine have received a new boost with the publication of a report that refers to the presence of UFOs in the sky of Kiev. The report, published recently by scientists at the Kiev Astronomical Observatory, described a significant number of objects whose nature is not clear, including several so-called ghosts that appeared completely black in the sky and appeared to pass through the atmosphere at a speed of up to 53,000 kilometers per hour, about twice as fast as an intercontinental ballistic missile. The report's authors described these phantom objects as UAPs, the scientific community's preferred name for unidentified flying objects, or UFOs, without trying to rule out more obvious explanations, such as Russian satellites, drones, or missiles. The report of unidentified flying objects flying over the skies of Ukraine has been officially dismissed by the National Academy of Sciences of Ukraine, NASU, with officials citing significant errors in the report's methods and results. The processing and interpretation of the results were carried out at an inadequate scientific level and with significant errors in determining the distances to the observed objects, a group of scientists from NASU wrote in a statement released to the public. The team added that the report did not meet the professional requirements for publishing the results of scientific research and ordered that NASU's name be removed from the document. Shocking revelations in the Rostov region, UFO or war maneuver? In their report, Researchers from the Kiev Astronomical Observatory analyzed observations of strange, fast-moving objects detected by one of two observatories near Kiev. The team deduced the distance, size, and speed of these objects based on the amount of background light that each appeared to block, concluding that many of the mysterious objects were about the size of an airplane but moving through the atmosphere at the speed of a spacecraft. However, by analyzing data from only one telescope, the researchers appear to have inaccurately predicted the distances and locations of these objects, and thus also misestimated the size and speed of the objects, says Avi Loeb, an astrophysicist at the University of Harvard, which recently published a critical article on the UAP report in Ukraine. The correct method to infer distances is called triangulation, by which the same object is observed from different directions, Loeb said. But they don't have this data. If the ghost objects were really that big, that fast, and that high in the sky, as the Ukrainian team suggested, then each object would have produced a giant fireball, just like a rocket or meteorite does when it passes through the atmosphere, Loeb said. The fact that these objects were completely black doesn't so much prove that they were otherworldly technology, but rather suggests that astronomers grossly miscalculated the objects' respective locations, Loeb added. Aliens, bombs, or insects? In his criticism of the UAP report, Loeb suggested that the Ukrainian researchers probably miscalculated the distances to the ghost objects by a factor of 10. If the ghosts were 10 times closer to the camera than the researchers claimed, then the objects suddenly matched the size and speed military missiles, a constant presence in the context of war. NASU appears to have reached a similar conclusion in their investigation of the UAP report, noting that astronomers not only made significant errors in determining the distances of the objects, but also failed to rule out more obvious explanations for the occurrences. The authors provide no evidence to suggest that natural phenomena or man-made objects of extraterrestrial origin may be among the observed UAPs, the NASU researchers wrote. While it is unclear what exactly the Ukrainian astronomers observed, whether it was rockets, bullets, insects, or something else entirely, the impact of Russia's invasion should not be ignored. According to a 2021 report by the U.S. Office of the Director of National Intelligence, ODNI, it is likely that at least some UAPs observed by U.S. military personnel are technologies deployed by China, Russia, another nation, or a non-governmental entity. Other possible explanations for UAP include aerial clutter such as birds and balloons, atmospheric phenomena such as ice crystals, or classified government projects, according to the ODNI report. The report does not mention aliens as a possible explanation. However, the U.S. government is not prepared to rule out this possibility for occurrences in U.S. airspace. Earlier this year, the U.S. Congress approved funding for the Department of Defense to open a new office focused solely on handling reports of UFO sightings.